Hello friends, welcome back. We have already started a topic called simplification of a context-free grammar, and going across this, uh, today we will be discussing eliminating useless variables from a context-free grammar. So today's topic of discussion is how to eliminate useless variables and how to identify them in a given context-free grammar itself. So we'll just go across and check what is mean by a useless variable first. So eliminating a useless variables from a context-free grammar. So useless terms is considered in two types. So two types of useless variable exist. One is called unreachable symbols or unreachable non-terminals within a context-free grammar. And second one is non-generative non-terminal. So let's see each one by one. So first, how to find out what do you mean by unreachable symbol or unreachable non-terminal, we will see. Just go across the definition first. Removal of unreachable symbol, how to identify this. So non-terminal is said to be useless if it is not reachable from a starting non-terminal of a context-free grammar. So as we have known that in this four tuples, S is considered as a starting non-terminal of a context-free grammar where the derivation of a particular string begins. Now, if a particular non-terminal is not reachable from this starting non-terminal S, that non-terminal we are specifically, it is said to be as unreachable. So if this context-free grammar is given, so we can keep track of what is reachable from S. So from this S, I have the set of V consists of S. Obviously, S is reachable from itself. So next is what A is. So A is reachable from A with this production. B is also reachable from this production. C is also reachable from this production. But I never find D that is reachable from S. So from all possible paths going across from S to A to B, and from B to C, I never get back to this D itself. So D is neither reachable from S, A, B, and C, and that is why D is considered to be unreachable from S. Now such all non-terminals with its productions can be eliminated from a context-free grammar. So this is the first type which we specifically saying that this unreachable symbol, which is not taking part in generation of any particular string of a particular language, can be eliminated directly from this context-free grammar without losing generality. So in this process, we identified how to find out unreachable non-terminal, as well as these productions can be eliminated from a context-free grammar. Now let's check the second useless variable, which we call it as a non-generative non-terminal. Now this is how do we define this. A symbol or non-terminal is useless if it does not take part in the derivation of some string in the language. So this is called non-generative useless symbols. And to get back this notation, just understand what it means. A non-terminal symbol A, any non-terminal I'm talking about, is non-generative if there is no way this condition holds true. Okay, what the condition is, I have a particular W of a particular accepted string within a language. So I never come back to this condition where a particular non-terminal is able to generate a particular string composed of all terminal symbols. Okay, in 0 or more steps. So looking back to this with examples. So consider if this is an example and we are trying to find out non-generative non-terminals. Okay, Now we consider S to be non-generative. Why? So just check this production itself. S is producing small a, capital A and capital B. Now if we try to derive because of the following conditions, so I never generate a particular string which is composed of all terminal symbols, that is W, starting with this capital S in the 0 or more steps. For an example, using this process, if we start deriving this S, which is from this given context-free grammar, then I have a particular, this S can be replaced by small a, capital A and B. This small a can, I have two options to replace this, either with a terminal symbol A or AB. I have chosen this to be reduced by a simple terminal symbol A. But if you see, B cannot be terminated directly with a terminal symbol, as well as it can, if it does have a non-terminal, and if this non-terminal is again unable to generate any particular string. So the ultimately what it is, in this process what we observed is, see, we come back to this notion or notation where capital C through this grammar cannot be reduced. Okay, if this is the condition, and see this whole composition is W. Okay, now but what W is supposed to be, this is supposed to be a valid string within your language. So this cannot be a particular string. Valid string must have all the terminal symbols and C cannot be reduced. So there is no condition that this S is directly producing this any valid string W in this case. So we say S is a non-generative. Through this context-free grammar rule, S is considered as a non-generative symbol. Okay. So I hope you understand what and how to find out a non-generative non-terminal, and this is valid for all non-terminal which exist within your context-free grammar. Okay, so I can check back this A, I can check back this B also. Okay. So if you see, B is directly producing C. Okay, so in this case, this is a unit production particularly. So see, this all process, it comes in the reducing or simplification of a context-free grammar to a Chomsky normal form. There is a particular stepwise approach we need to go across. So when you go across, there will never be a condition something like this. When we try to remove unreachable symbols and a particular non-generative non-terminals, then only we can go back to the next step, which is elimination of unit productions and null productions. So this process only try to understand if there exists a particular non-terminal. If we cannot be reduced back to a particular valid string W, which is composed of all terminal symbols, this S is said to be non-generative. It cannot generate a particular string, okay, through with the help of a particular context-free given grammar. So we have seen two types. One is unreachable symbols, which can be classified as useless, and second is non-generative non-terminals, which is also classified as a useless symbols. Thank you.